Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you. I appreciate you guys. We are on a Libra, so I've been trying to get back in some kind of routine. I've switched jobs. Lots been going on, you guys, so thank you for being patient. I do appreciate it. Okay, Libra. So we are doing a little bit of shadow work this round of readings, and we'll just see what comes out for you. We're just going to get a card from here, and we're going to get started. Hope everybody's doing well, taking care of themselves. We have so much going on. The nodes just switched. Now, you guys are probably getting a little bit of some relief because it was in Libra and Aries. Now we are in Virgo, Pisces nodes. Let's see what we got. Radical self-acceptance. I love that. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. So, right away feeling some, you can see she's had some kind of, she feels scarred, or she feels like this feeling of not being perfect, or having flaws, or having something wrong with you. If this is resonating with you, that's what this reading is going to be about. Radical self-acceptance. I'm going to go ahead and read that. Oh, and I opened right up to it, guys. Awesome. The relationship you have with yourself informs how you relate to others. The way you see yourself affects how you perceive others and assume how they see you. The expectations you place on yourself are reflected in the disappointments you experience from and the judgments you make upon others. When we only accept the best part of ourselves, we mirror such conditional acceptance towards others and the world. It's a time for deep reflection. Nice. Okay, so you could be experiencing maybe some self-esteem issues, or some some very strong needs to accept some flaws, or some, and this has been a flow through the readings, you guys, our human flaws and our human failures. I don't even want to call them that. The challenges, the things we've overcame, the things we've survived, lived through, is what makes us strong. And it's also what helps connect us to each other. So there is like a feeling going through these readings about connecting with others with what is true. And sometimes what is true we may perceive as, oh, I'm going to be judged for it. That's because you're judging yourself for it. Or I can't accept that about that person, because there's something about it yourself maybe you can't accept. There is a feeling here of being at ease and comfortable with yourself. Maybe you're coming into a time like that, or maybe that's what this message is trying to say. You need to embrace the scars, the flaws, the things you've been through. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards on this, Libras. And if you are a rising Libra, this is being done during rising Libra time, but sun, moon, all that. Oh, we got confusion, setbacks, 7 of Swords. Maybe a little self-deception, or feeling, with the 7 of Swords, injustice, something. Yes, okay, all right, let's see here. Let's get to the, oh, you guys, this is a big reading. Give me a second. Let me get your other cards. There's definitely some kind of fear, or some kind of, wow, okay. Give me a second. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. So, whatever you're going through right now, Libras, that this is going to resonate with, or it will resonate with, you need to stand in your skin with confidence and not shy away, beat around the bush from your truth, and the truth of any shadow behavior or fears, or anything that you could be, maybe you could be feeling like you've denied parts of yourself, or you've denied some kind of truth about your own journey. That's what I'm getting, because we got this radical self-acceptance and we got Three of Wands in the past. This is seeing a vision. This is moving forward. This is taking and developing a plan for a situation and creating an opportunity, like taking opportunities that arise in your life, keeping your eyes open for opportunities. And then right in the middle here, we got this really, really, really thick energy. Okay, so we got the Seven of Swords. And to me, a lot of the times this is self-sabotage, or not being completely honest with yourself, or maybe others even, about maybe what you are learning to accept, or what you need to accept, or maybe some of the things that you usually keep covered or hidden, and not coming out forward with that. There does seem to be something, maybe you've Spirit saying, just show it, just speak it, or just let it out. Because at the top here, crowning this is the shadow. And it feels like whatever this is, you could be feeling like this fear about showing this about yourself, or speaking this about yourself, your journey, something that you are keeping to yourself. That's what I'm getting. At the bottom, we got Justice. So there's some kind of fairness and balance that wants to happen here. There's a lot of anxiety. Ten of Swords. It's the end of a lot of anxiety about some like fears, maybe some even addictions, crutches, dependence on codependence, dependence on, it could be dependence on a substance, it could be dependence on a person, it could be dependence on a lot of things. But the shadow is like needing to look at those parts of ourselves that we do keep hidden, or we maybe deny, or we aren't truly fully proud of, or we aren't truly accepting of ourselves. And in order to kind of move forward here and release some, it feels like there's a lot of, this is Three of Swords, so there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of heartbreak here, there's a lot of pain, but this is about releasing that pain and realizing a lot of it with swords is mental. So you have tons of swords. You have the Seven of Swords in the middle, which is, do I like this? It's a feeling of, it also is giving me a feeling of like almost not feeling safe to come out, if that makes sense, or feeling safe to show your truth, speak your truth, something like that. With this, it's like it takes a lot to overcome that fear, but there is this feeling of wanting to heal something here and release some pain, and maybe about some things you're keeping hidden that are painful to you, or things you may be even feeling shame about, or you may be feeling embarrassed about, or anything like that is what is coming up. But then we got the Six of Cups. So this is like what's in your environment, and this is like feeling nostalgic, being around maybe people that remind you of your childhood, fond memories, things. This could be about releasing pain maybe from your childhood, or holding things close and near and dear to your heart that are nostalgic or from the past. I am getting that also. And we got the Nine of Rings. Okay, so this is wanting to be independent, proud. This is working hard on your own abundance, working hard on your own security, not depending on anybody, not depending on somebody else. So, you know, there could be this release that's happening from some kind of devil energy here. But there could be a lot of like feelings of keeping it, like maybe keeping all your feelings or all your thoughts or all something to yourself, or something that feels like it's could be holding you back from releasing something here. And it's could be very well fear. That's a fear or a guilt or shame. Could be holding you back from moving forward through some healing and some releasing of some painful things here, that have that. And it seems like there was a recent moment where you saw something different, you saw an opportunity, you took it. Now you could be experiencing some feelings of confusion, and like you're lying to yourself, or you're not being completely honest with yourself, or you're not accepting something in your life as it is. This Ten of Swords is just like, it's a lot of anxiety, it's a lot of nightmarish thoughts, but it's also about learning a lot. You've learned a lot when you hit this Ten of Swords. You've learned a lot about your own mind. You've learned that you've been at the bottom and there's no going lower than the Ten of Swords. There's no being down more than the Ten of Swords. There's only going up. You're only going up from here. So if you've been through a really hard time here, things are looking up, and it looks like, you could be really hoping and keeping the vision of being independent, taking care of yourself. This is like the Nine of Pentacles, so it's tending to your own garden, taking care of yourself, self-love, which radical self-acceptance. It's like loving yourself and loving even your journey and what you've been through and honoring that. There is a feeling here of needing to honor something here and keep moving forward here. In spite of maybe some fear, maybe some confusion, there might be feeling like you could be really in your head about moving forward with something here. And I feel like this is the way you're going, and this is the way things are moving. There's a lot of healing happening. There's a lot of releasing happening. And you're finding a lot of pleasure right now. It seems to be like there's a lot of feelings of happiness around you right now. There's a lot of childlike energy, innocent energy. I always look at the Six of Cups as like innocence. It's getting back to a more innocent state where you may not have been at an innocent state recently or in the past here. And this is what you're coming into, which is really awesome because we have the Fool, and this is that new beginning. This is that fresh start. This is trusting that where you're going is exactly where you need to be, and where you've been is led you to more experience, but this is a new trust, a new freedom in the process, in your lessons, especially your lessons with the Ten of Swords, especially it's just right now you may be dealing with some shadow energy of yourself, and you're accepting yourself and accepting some stuff that you've experienced in your life, accepting your own humanity. This has been a message through all the readings, is that acceptance, and it is radical self-acceptance for the fact that we're human and we're not perfect, and we do make sometimes bad choices, and sometimes we do deny our own feelings and our own truth, So this is awesome because the Fool offers you a new, fresh beginning, a fresh start. It's trusting that you're where you're supposed to be, and you've been brought in here through a lot, but you're coming out of it with a fresh start and newfound knowledge, wisdom, freedom, and optimism, excitement. It's exciting to start a new chapter. With the Ten of Swords here, this has been it feels like a long journey through a lot of mind stuff, a lot of mental stuff, a lot of mental work. The only thing I would say right now, especially, is with that devil energy and that Seven of Swords, is do not self-deceive right now. Do not lie to yourself. Do not lie to others about your journey, about what you're accepting, or what your experience is, and where it is leaving you now. This woman looks peaceful and beautiful, even though she's went through surgery, it looks like, and she may be secretly longing for the missing breast. The breast can represent a lot of things. It can represent motherhood. It can represent femininity. It can represent just a part of yourself. She may be deep down wanting to accept that is no longer her. That's no longer a part of her. So there could be something in your life right now, Libra, if this is resonating with you, that's just no longer a part of you, a part of your life, or it's a part of your experience, and it's a part of your lessons, and it's a part of your growth, but it's not a part of you anymore. So it's just coming through like this is what needed to happen. This is what needs to happen for things to be balanced. There is this feeling here of, in with the devil energy, if it is something physical, it could be, vanity. It could be, putting all your eggs in one basket with your looks, or one job, or a person, or a substance, or something like that. But this is saying this is in order for there to be justice, balance, and this is your guys' card. Karmic. This is very karmic. It's a very karmic energy, and it's understanding that this has all been to balance something out. We don't always understand what the universe or what's being balanced out, but there is something that has been is being balanced out, and it's something with your own personal acceptance, your personal acceptance, and your own acceptance, your individual acceptance of yourself, not attaching yourself to something, someone, or even finding this part of yourself that's not, almost not physical. That's kind of the message I'm getting. So that's really interesting. I like that. So there is something here you could be detaching from, but you could be experiencing a lot of, maybe you're telling yourself, oh, I'm never going to be, this is just an example, like I'm looking at this card, oh, I'm never going to be a woman without both my breasts, or not saying that that's your case. If you are going through that, you are still just as beautiful and just as vibrant and just, if not more, radiant and more strong and more balanced now because of what you have learned through anything and everything that feels like it took a piece of you, or it took a piece of your life, a piece of your journey, a piece of your heart. These are all experiences that we're meant to go through so we can learn things and so we can find acceptance without all the things we maybe thought were. There was something I said in a reading about, we're not always given everything we want, but we're given everything we need. And when we realize that and we can appreciate that and give thanks for that, it makes all the difference. Gratitude, retreat. I love this for the card retreat. You could be just really needing some time right now to kind of be alone with your thoughts and kind of sift through some things here. It is feeling like you're not quite through this Ten of Swords yet, but you are definitely headed in a new direction, and it's a lot more positive than where you're sitting right now. If you're sitting in a spot where you're just like confused about like who you are, or without this or that, or you're feeling lack of any sort, it's just not true for one. But it's saying to retreat, pull back a little. Excuse me, gosh, I don't know what it is. Start to do a reading. So now this is just like an isolated little home out in the field. When I see this card, I always remember a vision I had of just driving out, and it's been coming up a lot during this stream of readings, driving out in the field with Grandpa or God, or and learning. Excuse me. The vision, the message was that Lord have mercy, sorry, was that I'm safe. And it was about learning to be comfortable driving my vessel. So it was about integrating after a lot of changes, physical changes, mental changes, and spiritual changes that happened in my life. And I retreated for a long time and kind of spent time, as I say it, as a kind of metaphor or an example, and it was a message and kind of a vision that came, was it's like driving out in the field with Grandpa. And he says, you can drive wherever you want. You're fine. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to tell you how to drive. You're just learning to get comfortable behind the wheel. That's the message that's coming through with this card. Get comfortable behind the wheel of your body and what you've went through, or what you have grown through, what you've learned. There's something I feel with this radical self-acceptance. It's going to be radical. Like, I feel like something radical here you've been through something radical, maybe more than one thing that's radical, but then there's this acceptance that comes through that I did make it through that, and I am still here, regardless of what has come with me and what has been left and what I've released. I'm still here, me. So it feels like you're in a place where it's kind of some soul searching time, and a time to kind of detach from the material, detach from everything for a minute, and just feel safe and comfortable in your body, in your skin, in the field. And then you'll be, the energy will release you back into the city where there's lights and there's rules and there's other people to deal with. But right now I feel like is a time to just kind of take that time to just let your journey sink in and sit with you, and get comfortable in your skin, get comfortable in the now, and not let fear or confusion stop you from moving forward and continuing to heal and release, especially any mind things, that mental setbacks or mental fears or mental anxieties you're having about a huge change that's happened in your life. I do feel like, that this is a huge change for this woman. She's now, but she's healing. Like, she's not still in bandages. There's a healing process happening here. So that's a really nice, I love that for the Libras. It resonates with, just get comfortable in your skin and don't hide. Don't hide yourself from yourself. That's the message I'm getting. Oh, I love that foundation rock. This does go back to what I was just saying about finding yourself, not hiding yourself from yourself. This tree is growing on this one little patch of dirt, and that's all it takes for this on a rock. So, there's this, the key word to this card is endurance. It means continuing to go. And at the very beginning of this reading, I believe I did say, Spirit wants you to continue going. And even if it feels like things might be feeling like against you, or you're feeling like kind of tired or worn out on something here, it's saying endure. There's solidity. Hang on to the solidity within yourself that isn't, it's like, it's not just solidity, it's also the nurturing part of yourself that nurtures yourself through those times when we don't have anything else to grab and we don't have anything else to live on except for our strength and our endurance and our willpower to just continue moving forward and getting stronger and making do with what we have right now and thriving. This tree is thriving even though it doesn't have a whole lot. It looks like it was ripped right out of the forest, and that's another message I'm getting, is like something could have felt like it was just kind of like you were separated from something. You could, this could be anything. This could be a job. This could be a family. This could be a house. This could be a partner. This could be anything, but it's feeling like you're kind of alone right now. And that's okay, because this is a time to feel comfortable in your skin again. Or maybe for the first time ever in your life. Sometimes we don't find that feeling until later, of feeling comfortable and safe and loved. Just me, and God or the universe or whatever you want to refer to the higher power as, but source. Endurance. I love that. I'm going to read that rock real quick. 20. Look for the groundedness in a chaotic situation. Be patient. Slow and steady is the way to success. The obstacle is sometimes the way through. So I'm feeling like that obstacle it's a mind thing. It's like telling yourself something that ain't true. Or it could be self-deception. It could be even self-sabotage. You have to get through this Seven of Swords, this fear of either like everybody hurting you. So you're like keeping all your like swords close to your chest, and that even includes taking other people's swords from them so they can't defend themselves either. That's another thing with the Seven of Swords. So be mindful that is an energy right now, if this reading is resonating, that you could be carrying with you. It could be really profound for you right now, where you feel like just not then the lack of trust in yourself and the people around you. It can cause us to be to not accept ourselves, not accept others, and therefore not move forward into situations where we can feel free from the things that made us feel not safe, or the things that made us feel like we were like attached to something we didn't want to be attached to. That negative energy, do not be discouraged by slow progress. So even if this is slow progress, it's progress. So always it doesn't matter how long a healing takes or how long you have to retreat and find that solid part of yourself that you can grow from and nurture and grow in yourself. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's just the fact that you're doing it and you're taking the time and you're being honest about the time you need to do that. As long as progression is being made, as long as you're making steps and moves forward, and you're learning your lessons, and things are looking, you're feeling like things are, with this Ten of Swords, it's just like lessons are being learned, and there isn't no going any, it's like only up from here. That's what the Ten of Swords is. You can only get up, but you have to remember that you're still alive. You still got time ahead. You still got tons of things calling you forward, and you have to get up and dust yourself off. And as hard as that is to hear at times, when we maybe have went through some really hard things and things that make us want to hide, or we can get sad, we can feel like we're not whole, we can feel like we just hide out in ourselves. And it's really saying don't do that. Don't go hide out in yourself right now. Okay, so it is saying to go be by yourself or go get with yourself, but not hide. To be honest and authentic about your journey, and talk about it. Let your kind of stuff be shown. but also take that time to heal and, take that time to feel comfortable before maybe, right now I feel like you're at a very, there's a fragile energy to this reading right now where it's like this tree is just like kind of just, it feels like it's just barely balancing on this rock, but that's all it takes. But sometimes you just can't take big steps. And I think that's why this card is saying slow, gradual steps. Don't leap into anything right now because, and especially with the wind, I'm getting the swords energy in the mind. With your mind especially, take it slow, take it easy, little steps in the mind about the process, the lessons, and the vision you have for getting up and away from this past energy and into a more independent, strong, abundant, and optimistic energy. Because it feels like maybe things have been a little not as optimistic as I feel Spirit wants you to hold that vision while you're doing some healing and some releasing, and possibly being really honest with yourself right now about how you could possibly be holding on to something that, or identifying yourself with something like the forest, instead of, like identifying yourself with the group or the family or the wound or the situation, the lesson, instead of being complete as you are after the lesson. It's like identifying yourself as the wound. Don't do that. That is a message coming through for somebody. So, that's a really good message. Okay. Let's see what we got. The path is the one I picked up here. And it's finding your way through some really, maybe some confusion, maybe some darkness here. You're working your way through. And I think it's just really important to hold that vision right now and know that everything has happened. You've learned, there's lessons there, there's stuff. And I think a big part of it is to accept that you, and this is like the spiritual you, the spiritual self, the higher self, is not associated with the material, no matter what that material is. It's where we live and it's where we can teach and we can grow, and it is how we grow and we learn, but it's not our spirit. It's not the part of us that keeps us going. It's not, maybe it does some people, but I think during times when those material things aren't there for us, or that substance isn't there for us, or that our skin gets scarred or sags, or we get wrinkles or we get gray hair, we have to release that and realize that's not us. That's not my identity. That's not who I am. That's just my physicality. So there's something really physical here that you may be, a spirit may have pulled you away from, so you could really find your own nutrients, so you could really find your own solid foundation. That 9 of rings coming in here, a solid foundation that you build for yourself. You tend your own garden, and you are free from relying on anything that isn't you, and your highest knowing, highest self. So that is a really strong message for the Libras that is resonating with. Let's get one of these. Nice. Oh, the moon. Yes, that moon energy, nurturing. This is that mother energy. This is that feminine energy, the moon. And we are coming up on a full moon, I think, in, what is it going to be in? Oh, is it in Aquarius? Or I'm going to have to look. I really did not check that out, but it is coming right. It's coming up. And it says heightened intuition and emotions, illusions. So do not be, and that is also the shadow. Do not be under any illusions right now. You have been separated, or there's been something that's happened here where you have been kind of left without something that you maybe identified with, and maybe you still think you identify with, that you need to release and realize it's you. There could be some kind of, you nurture you, you take care of you, and that's not a bad thing. We still find room for others in our lives, but first we got to really realize where our strength comes from. And it doesn't come from things, and it doesn't come from other people. It comes from us and our source. So I love that. I love that. Let's get one of these for you guys. I love this deck. It always has, I'm going to read it from this card, but it always has such good messages. And this is a really powerful, and it feels very kind of heavy, but it also feels like Spirit just wants you to know that, that's 2. I just need 1. Oh, well, that was, okay. Incorporate. incorporate. This is very interesting because it's a incorporate. It's like this being okay with your body, only this is in male form. This is very interesting. This is a male embracing his manhood, his manliness, and this is a woman who needs to embrace her feminine, and she is in her own way over here on her own, embracing her femininity. I'm going to read this card. This is really interesting that we're getting these two cards that have this kind of embracing the physical in a way that maybe you're not used to. It's interesting. I'm going to read that, incorporate. Oh, this is interesting. I face my body and allow it to speak its messages. I observe every thought, conscious and unconscious, that I direct towards my physical self. There could be something really physical going on here where you're looking at yourself and not embracing yourself. Truly, my body holds me. It listens, feels, and manifests itself. If I stop to consider the particles of matter that I am made of, yes, we are sum of all parts. All things make us, not just one thing. All things, the sum of our parts. That's been a message through these readings. I am made of. I discover that my body system is vibration. So every thought, everything you tell yourself, even if it's confusing thoughts, guilt, shames, fears, doubts, it's all vibrating through your body, and it's affecting you. It's affecting your spiritual, your mental, but it's also affecting your physical. I think that's really hard for people sometimes to understand. The universe, the planets, and everything that exists is vibrating. Oh, that is so true. It is then necessary to ask myself, how can I make the vibrations that I create and store in my body harmonious? How can I truly feel the life force beating in me? That's that source I'm talking about, the life force, the thing that keeps us thriving and growing, even if we have nothing around us. We have our own life force. We have our own vibration. We have our own, and I think that's what Spirit's really coming in and saying, this is your time to find that about you, if this is your reading. How can I truly feel the life force beating in me? In my breathing is the key. In the beating of my heart is the answer. My body, a precious integrated unit, evolved over countless planetary years. My body, a unique experience on this earthly journey. Oh, I love that. No matter what our bodies go through, our physical life, our physical journey, our physical lessons, this is all physical. There's something really precious there, and it teaches us something. We've learned something. We've learned something about ourselves, and it's not like the physical self. It's the inner self. It's the spiritual self. It's the part of us that vibrates. It's the part of us that lives and is I just want to say hell-bent, to continue, to endure, to stand our ground on, this is my life, and I'm going to honor it. This is beautiful. Incarnate is the word. It says, I am lucid, and I question. There is this confusion in the middle with the Seven of Swords, the confusion and the feeling like you're a setback of some sort. I question all normalization and acceptance. So right now is a time to question any toxic ideas. And these are ideas whether they come from you or others, but probably from you, since the Devil's right there, Seven of Swords, and the Justice card. So something really big here, trying to straighten up, balance out in your life. I love this. It is time to question all normalization and acceptance of toxic ideas in relation to my sacred body. Ideas that were imposed from the outside. I recover my balance. Karmic balance being restored for you, yourself. This is your own karmic balance. Something here big for you, your spirit, your soul. I bring consciousness to every part of my being. To connect with my physical body is to listen to myself with love and understanding and radical self-acceptance, might I say. It's time to listen and connect You know, everybody else's readings have really been about connecting with others. Yours is really about connecting with yourself. That's very interesting. I'm getting that for you guys, Libra. I take care and I nourish myself. This, mind you, this is a completely different card, but it's the same energy. Nourishing yourself, taking care of yourself, honoring yourself. I love that. I stretch, I rest, I move, and above all, I speak to myself with respect. Do not put yourself down. Do not lie to yourself. Do not fall into delusions right now of anything being attached to you that isn't you, the most sacred part of you, the most highest nature of your soul self, spirit self. I am responsible for how I treat myself and what I allow into me. So being very mindful also of, this could have to do with addictions, substances, things you're putting in your body with the devil energy there, material things we rely on to make ourselves feel better, having a dependence on something, you know, and it's something physical. Whew. I thank my body by not putting toxic thoughts, food, toxic drugs, stuff like that in our bodies. That's how you honor and thank your body for getting you from there to here, which is usually, we go through our rough times, but it gets better. And it's really great when we do make it further out and we can say, oh man, I went through that and I'm thankful to be here today. And thank you, body. Thank you, mind. Thank you, heart. Thank you, spirit. Thank you. I love that. I celebrate a healthy relationship with myself. This whole reading is about having a healthy relationship with yourself, Libra. So please, please listen to this, because this is so important, not only just for the moment right now, but just for you, the foundation that you're building for yourself. If there's been anything that you've just been looking at and going, you know, I know this isn't a healthy thought process, or this isn't, I know that's not me, but you got to really, really do that work right now about that acceptance of yourself and loving yourself and having a strong relationship with yourself and your body. Because this is highlighting, emphasizing the relationship with your physical body, nothing else. And accepting it, and accepting whatever you've endured, whatever you've came through, whatever you've grown through, whatever you've learned, honor it. The quote for this card is, the human being has a universe within. This is what Spirit's asking you to get in touch with, the universe within. Do not tell yourself there's not a universe within, because there is, and that would be kind of misleading for where I believe you are being led. You could mislead yourself and say, no, it's just, this is all there is, and this is where I belong, or this is who I am, and there's nothing more to it, and there's nothing deeper going on, and there, you know, that's all real stuff that people say to themselves to avoid having a stronger connection with themselves. I don't know why we do that. I don't. Because if we're, maybe deep down we're afraid to have a stronger connection with ourselves, because we're afraid then we won't have anybody, or we won't need anybody, or the truth is, it makes your relationships and everything else around you stronger after that. But it could for a moment, for a time, it could separate you a little from people, from things around you, because you have to find that safe place. You have to learn to drive. You have to learn to feel safe in your vessel, in your body, before you integrate, before you go back in, have the relationship or the job or the conversations that you don't want to have. First, we got to have that healthy relationship with ourselves so that we can have those healthy relationships with those around us. That's a lot, but it's definitely what's coming out here. And it says, there is a universe within, full of overlapping frequencies, and the result is a symphony of cosmic proportions, much bigger than just what's here and now. There's an inner world, there's an outer world, and there's worlds beyond worlds, and it's all layered, and every thought you're having right now is a thought that is affecting your body, your mind, your spirit. So I think that's the main message for you guys, Libra. So I really do hope that helps somebody. It's a really nice reading. It feels like there's been a lot, and it feels like there needs to be a lot of acceptance too, along with a lot. And just nurture yourself right now. And no matter how things look, or do not let toxic thoughts or things tell you that you need something else to make yourself feel nurtured or cared for. There's just something here about taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself and not getting fed into your own lies. And that's the message I'm getting strongly here at the end. It's just, and it's been coming through, but yes, I love this. So I really do hope this helps somebody, and I'm thinking of you guys, and I hope, I know you're going to get through this. I know you're going to come out the other side, and I hope you find like that place, you know, in yourself that absolutely loves, honors, and cherishes yourself. That healthy, balanced place. You know, I think we're all looking for, oh, you know what I do want to get? I know you guys are like, oh, we're almost done. One more. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I got to get you guys an affirmation. And I'm going to get a surrender card. I know, right? Take care of yourselves, though, you guys. And don't tell yourself no lies. Don't lie to yourself. You're strong, you're beautiful, and you can make stuff happen. We got that 10 of Swords on the bottom here. And it says, I see the truth of this ending. Something's ending here. There's truth and lessons in it. It's balancing something out karmically here. I manifest perfectly what I desire. It's manifestation time after you get in touch with what you truly want, need, especially what you need. Be in touch with yourself and what you need in your life and manifest what you desire, what you want from that place of, I know who I am. I know what I need. Therefore, I know what I want. Have your wants and your needs kind of be the same thing. I love that. As you know, then we're all on the same page, and then we ain't wanting stuff that because the universe, you know, we get things we need. Sometimes we're like, well, I don't want that. But that's what we need. And once we realize that, then we're all on the same page. You know, we're vibrating at the same surrender to spirit. I couldn't end this reading any better. This is what I'm feeling. You need to surrender to your spirit. Surrender to spirit. Surrender to, once you've done everything to achieve a goal. So if you're feeling like you're doing everything you can, you're trying your hardest, you keep the negative thoughts out of your head, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic. I love that. Trust right now. That Fool card was at the end of your guys' readings. That's about trusting and being optimistic about a fresh new start coming in for you. If that hasn't already started, I feel like just getting good with yourself, feeling vulnerable and honest and accepting of yourself is going to help you accept a lot of things more around you. And it's just things are going to happen with a new start, a fresh start after a lot of like heavy stuff with all those swords, you guys. So I am hoping the best for you, wishing the best for you, sending you guys good vibes. And as always, I appreciate you guys coming and watching your reading. And I appreciate your subscribes, your likes, your comments, you guys. It's all welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you later.